Alright, so here we are, Dying Breed Barbecue. If you're coming back to the channel, welcome back. If it's your first time here, thanks for checking us out. What we're going to be doing today is we've got some lamb here. Basically this is a semi-boneless leg of lamb here. And what we're going to do today is we're going to smoke that. Basically we're going to cook it similar to pulled pork. I'm going to smoke it all the way up to where it just falls apart. If you haven't had pulled lamb yet, you need to give it a try because it's really good. So we're going to go ahead and get into the process of preparing it. Now there's not much to do on the lamb. You know, you can see that there's a little bit of silver skin down here that you could get off if you wanted to. It's not necessary to take off any of this excess stuff here, but I'm going to go ahead and clean it up just a little bit. Basically what I'm doing is just kind of taking my knife right underneath the silver skin and just kind of shaving it off. And like I said, you don't have to do this. And on the other side where the fat cap is, I'm not going to take any of the fat off. I'm just going to score that fat on the other side. Go ahead and clean this up. Alright, so that's about all I'm going to do to it. Like I said, you can see I took off just a little bit. I didn't take off much. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rub this thing down. You can use whatever kind of rub you want to use. Mainly lamb, you want to use like a rub with some pepper, some salt, sometimes a little bit of rosemary. I'm not going to do all that today. I'm just going to go with the pulled pork rub because basically I'm going to finish this thing off just like pulled pork. Once it gets to a certain temp, I'm going to put some brown sugar on it and let it go ahead and come on up. But right now I'm just going to use this Pit Boss pulled pork rub. I'm just going to liberally apply this rub to it. Be generous with it. You don't have to be shy. This thing's going to be on the smoker for quite a while, so that rub's going to really cook into the meat. Basically, I'm just going to put it on there and I'm just going to pat it in. And we're going to just flip it over, do the same thing to the other side. Now you can see there's no need for any binder or anything like that. That rub's going to pretty much stick. See, there wasn't much fall off of it. So we're just going to go ahead and flip it over, hit the other side. And like I said, I'm going to score this side of it just a little bit. Just to kind of help that rub get into the meat. Plus, if you score your fat cap, you don't have to worry about your meat drawing up. If you don't score a fat cap, whenever it's cooking, your meat's really going to draw up. So just by scoring it, you'll help prevent that. So I'm not going to take I'm not doing a real deep cut on it. Maybe about 1 centimeter, something like that. Not putting a lot of pressure. And I'm just going to make a crisscross pattern on this shoulder here. So there you can see it. Like I said, I didn't go deep, but you can see the scores. That's just going to help. That's just going to help the meat not draw up. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub down this side of it, same as I did the other. Same thing. Be generous with the rub. Don't be shy. Alright, so there it is. We got that lamb all rubbed down. Now I'm going to let this sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. Just let that rub really set in on the meat. Get that meat to start sweating. I'm going to get up there and kick on the Pit Boss. We're going to be cooking this today on the Copperhead 5 series by Pit Boss. So we're going to get up there and get this thing thrown on. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, punch the like button. This is what we're doing all the time. We'll be back here in about an hour to throw this baby on. Alright, so here we are. We're outside. That meat's been resting for about an hour. Let that rub really settle in on it. It's looking pretty good. Smoker's running at 250 degrees. That's where I want to cook it at. So we're going to go ahead and load it up. Take this baby. I'm going to put it in there fat side up. Doesn't really make a difference. In my vertical smoker, it doesn't make a difference. If I'm using my other smoker where the heat source is directly underneath, I always do fat down. But in this one, I'm just going to do fat side up. We're just gonna set it in there. Basically what we're looking for is color. Similar to how you would look for on a pulled pork. You know, we're just looking for that deep mahogany color. I think it's probably gonna take about 3 hours. Looking for an internal temperature of about 165, and then I'm gonna wrap it up, throw some brown sugar on it, and we'll finish off the cook like that. But right now, we're just gonna let it roll. If you're looking, you ain't cooking. Pulled lamb out here on the Copperhead 5. All right, so here we are. This lamb's been on there about 4 hours. I was thinking it was gonna take about 3, but it was about 4 hours is what it took for me to get to the temperature that I want and get the color that I wanted. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at it. Now I'm sitting at 165 on my Thermopro. That's telling me that everything's looking right. That lamb's got some real pretty color. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pan this thing, and I'm gonna add some seasonings to it. I'm gonna add some brown sugar to it. I'm gonna add some honey and a little bit of Dr. Pepper. So we're gonna get this baby off and get in there and see what that looks like. Alright, so there we have it. Add a little brown sugar to it, add a little honey to it, put some Dr. Pepper in the pan to kind of let it baste in that. We'll throw it back on the smoker here, and we're looking for an internal temperature of about 200, 203, something like that. We want this to just pull apart, so we're just going to let it cook in there for a little bit longer. Alright, so here we are, back again checking on this pork butt. This thing went going 4 hours in the smoke. I boiled it, and it's been going about another hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm gonna say 5.5 to 6 hours cook on this pork, or on this lamb. Right now we're running at 203, which is about where I wanna be. I'm about to get that baby off here and see what we've got. I'm gonna bring y'all in for a close-up, and we can just take a look at it and see what's going on in here. So there we got it. You can see that bone just practically falling out. So we're gonna get this baby wrapped up, get it inside, let it rest, and then we're gonna make some lamb sandwiches. So this is what we're doing today. Pulled lamb. It's gonna be good. Alright, so here we are. That lamb shoulder's been resting for about 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half. We're gonna let it come apart here and kind of see what we've got. See if we can just kind of pull that shoulder apart. This is kind of what we got here. Got that lamb shoulder just really falling apart. Just kind of what I want to see. Let's go ahead and get that bone out of there, so we can go ahead and really take a look at it. There's the bone. Super clean. Just gonna go ahead and just kind of pull this on up, so you can kind of just see what we're talking about here with pulled lamb. I got my claws here, but I don't like using the claws. I feel like they get too in depth on it sometimes, so I just like to use my hands. Really get in there. You can see that smoke ring on there. Super juicy, you know. Everything's looking just about the way I want it to look. We're about to take control of this on some sandwiches here. Got a little bit of the fixings there in front of you. There we got it. Like I said, if you haven't had pulled lamb, you need to give it a shot. It's worth it. So I'm just gonna give y'all a little close up here, and then I'm gonna make my sandwiches and we're gonna eat. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, punch the like button. This is what we're doing all the time. Grilling and smoking, smoking and grilling, stuff you can do in your backyard. If you haven't already, check us out. I got an Instagram page, @DyingBreedBarbecue, and I also got a Facebook page, Dying Breed Barbecue. So come on over, check us out, and give us a like. This is what we're doing all the time.